So we are here for the Hummingbird Stitchalong day 10, because we did 9, didn't we, last night as a little extra. So it's a Friday night, takeaway night, possibly going out night. So we're going to go ahead, crack on with the live. If people join, then they join. This live will be saved and uploaded to YouTube. And we're working today on this stunning little hummingbird. I'm wondering whether to take out that one. Hello, Teresa. I was just saying it's Friday night tonight. And it's an evening, so there could be people out having meals and family time. But we're going to go ahead. We're working on our lovely hummingbird. And I'm just cutting some lengths of my thread. We've got 3 colours. And we're going to work on some lovely thread painting here. In fact, I'm going to go with 4 colours. Specifically for the body of the hummingbird. And we're going to work with some gorgeous thread painting. Hello, Andrea! If anybody recognises the surname, this is my gorgeous sister-in-law. How are you, Andrea? Are you okay, my love? And we're just going to work with 1 strand of DMC thread, because we're thread painting. Hi! Andrea sends the best memes and funny videos, some of which I don't think I could share. The last one you sent me, Andrea, with the hairless dog was so funny. Let's put it this way, I will not be getting hairless dogs anytime soon. I'm all right, Andrea. Apart from today, I spent 5.5 hours waiting for my car. Why has the light gone like that on the live? Sorry, the light's gone a bit funny. Andrea, it was hilarious. Andrea's got the most wicked sense of humour. But yeah, I spent 5 hours today waiting in a car garage for my car to be fixed on a recall problem. And they absolutely saw me as a woman on her own. We'll tell her a fib. We'll pretend that this is there's something else that's taken so long. And eventually my brother-in-law ended up calling up and it was done in no time. So yeah, bit of a stressy day, but now we're stitching. Everything's good. We both had good days. So I'm just getting all of my threads ready. And I'm having separate needles. Hello, Stacey. I'm having all of my needles set up and ready to go with 1 strand of thread. So you can see I'm doing the 4 different colours. So I'm going with the orange, the really light teal, so I keep going out of focus there, the really light teal, medium teal, and then we have got the darker teal here. I hate that. Oh, it was so frustrating, and I almost felt like I was going to cry, but I didn't want to give the satisfaction. But I mean, the way that they spoke to me, they tried to tell me that the reason they were taking so long is because they needed to put the radio code in, and I said, oh, it's okay, I can do that. Oh, there might just be another 10 minutes. And then I was actually sat in the showroom for, it's like a showroom and they've got the garage on the side, for 2.5 hours, and I'd already spent time just kind of like wandering on the local retail park to kill a bit of time. So yeah, it was not the best day, and I feel like maybe tomorrow I might write an email of complaint because it really wasn't okay. I think we're in 2025. They really shouldn't be speaking to ladies, women, anybody, like they just haven't got a clue. And I knew something wasn't right. So eventually I said to them, can you just tell me what the problem is? And they said, well, there's a light that's showing up on the dash. And I said, now, if you'd have asked me that 2.5 hours ago, instead of telling me a fib, you would have known that that problem's been there all along. And I wouldn't have been sat here all this time. You wouldn't have been telling me fibs. And I could be at home now. So yeah, I wasn't impressed. Anyway, let's crack on with thread painting our hummingbird. So we're going to start off with the body, 'cause it's a nice chunky section. We're going to work on it. In fact, just let me take my jumper off. I've rolled up my sleeves and I just need to take my jumper off. It's a bit warm. Did I ever tell you the time? Bit too much information, but we'll go there. I was in the car coming home in rush hour and I got really hot. So I took my jumper off, started to take my jumper off, then realised I didn't have a t-shirt on underneath it. I told the kids when I got home, they were like, oh my God, Mum, it's so embarrassing. I was like, do you know what was more embarrassing? Or who was more embarrassed? Probably the people in the car next to me. Anyway, here we go. We're going to work on this section first. And we're going to be thread painting into this section. And we're going to be working with long and short stitches so that the colours blend beautifully. So again, just one strand. And we use one strand because we want to have a lovely blend. Hello, Abigail. Hello, Zigzags and Dreams. And hello, Tiggy Johnson Floral Design. Ooh, those names look lovely. When I'm on live, I can't click on your profiles to have a look at your gorgeous makes. And then after, I don't think I can see your name, so I tend to miss them. So yeah, give us a follow and I'll pop over and have a little look at your lovely pages. So here, hi all, just in the car on the way back from the plane. Ah, oh hi. All right, we'll keep it PC. It's a good job we just didn't hear that story I was telling before you came on then, Abigail. Hi there, Creative Shark. Boys in the hubby say hello. Hello. So did you see anything good then today? What did you spot? Did you spot something that you were looking to spot? Did you spot anything out of the ordinary? What type of thing were you doing today? So you can see here, I am going short and long. And thread painting is a case of working your stitches in. So we're going over this guideline here. We're going to work this section in. It is quite laborious in its take, but the overall effect of thread painting is gorgeous. I was lucky enough to do a thread painting workshop at Make and Mend Festival this year, which was lovely. And I started off by saying, now thread painting is one of the more difficult types of hand embroidery. Two of the ladies looked at each other and went, we've never done it before. And I tell you what, they did a cracking job. They did really, really well. Abigail said, 70 years of the U2 Spy plane. Oh, so does that mean it's like a celebratory day? That's 10 pickies. So you can see here I'm working long and short stitches next to each other. I want them really close. Hi Heidi. I want them really close together. Always one strand, or we can use two, but on this one, because it's such a small area, we're working with one strand at a time. So I've seen some beautiful cone flowers that people have stitched. Was hyped up by the family as a big thing, but all it did was land. Oh, call coming through. We'll cancel that one. I don't know what happens when a call comes through and it's answered. I'm just going to turn my notifications off. Hopefully you won't disappear. Just 1 second. No, I'm going to have to leave them because it's a new phone and I have no clue how to do that. But if it does ring again, we will cancel. And Abigail says, I've also been at the Festival of Quilts. Oh, the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham. Is that at the NEC? Oh my gosh. What was that like? Oh my God, I'm so excited. I really need to hear all about this. I've seen this advertised so much. Almost like advertised along with Stitch Festival. So I'm assuming they are the same company that run the two, but that is so exciting. I wonder whether Tori's been to that one before. Tori's in Birmingham, aren't you? Oh, it was amazing. Oh my gosh. So does it have, I'm assuming it has stalls that have finished quilts, but I'm also assuming that it has stalls with fabrics and threads and sewing machines, a bit like the knitting and stitching show. That'd be so exciting. So you can see here, I'm chatting away because I'm just letting you watch my hands create these stitches. And Tori said then, this stitch along has been such a joy to watch. Oh, Tori, you are so lovely. Tori's just launched her new stitch along, guys. You have got to go and see it. It is an under the sea theme. The cutest reel the other day with the cutest music as well. I'm not going to tell you what it was. If you haven't seen it, pop along and have a look. But I'm sure, are you going live on the 7th of August, Tori? It's beautiful. I'm hoping that when she does some of the lives, we get to see some views around the lake. Because this will this be your first stitch along from the States? Abigail says here, we are going to have an embroidered quilt collaboration. Oh my gosh. Oh, that will be so good. A quilt exhibition with different categories, historical quilts. That sounds amazing. And then loads of fabric shops and some embroidery stalls. Oh my gosh, I might have to pop down to that next year. Tori says, I am starting day one on the 7th, but then we will do the prep video before. Sounds amazing. I love the prep video. I think it gets you all excited, doesn't it? Especially when you kind of see what other people might be using, because people might share their prep videos as well. Prepping the fabric. Are you going to be using some watercolour on this one, Tori? Let's go together. Oh my gosh. Shall we all arrange to meet at the Quilt Festival next year? I was talking the other day, Tori, on the live, I think it was on Monday, about doing a larger collaborative piece with hand embroidery. So I will work on a design. I will design it so it can be cut up into almost like jigsaw shapes. And each shape is posted out to anybody that wants to get involved. They get the piece that they get. They don't necessarily know what the full picture is, but they stitch their piece with any colours that they like. It's almost like a bit of a patchwork. And then everybody can send them back to me. And then I will patchwork them together. Put them together as one big piece. Then we auction it off. Everyone seems to be quite excited about that. So I think I might put the feelers out and see who wants to get involved. I know that Mel and Veronica. Abigail, did you say you quite fancied it as well? I think it'd be really cool. Oh my God, please, let's do that. Shall we do it? I think it'd be so cool. I think it'd just be really nice to work with other people on something as well. And then we can show snippets of what ours are. And as snippets are kind of shown, people might start guessing what the overall picture is. But I just thought it'd be a really, really cool idea to do it. And also, you could maybe say a colour palette. So maybe Abigail, you go with greens and blues. Veronica, go with pinks. Heidi, go with yellows. Tori, you go with yellowy oranges. You know, so the colours kind of blend, but you don't know what's going to be next to yours. I just thought it'd be really, really cool. I think that's what I'm definitely going to be putting the feelers out for after this stitch along's finished. So this should be the last video, but you know I like to keep you all a little bit longer. So I'm going to go live again on Sunday. I'm not sure what time yet because we're having a bit of a family day out on Sunday. But yes, I'm going to go with Sunday and do a metallic thread live, where we finish off the last bits here. Give everyone a little bit more time to finish off. I need to finish off my leaves and my clouds, and then we're going to go with the metallics. So you can see there that I have done this little section here. This section here on the head, I'm going to go with orange as well. But I'm going to leave my needle there because I want to show you how I'm going to blend these colours here. Abigail said, and we enter into the... Oh my gosh. Abigail just said, and we enter into the Festival of Quilts. Okay, so when is this? Is it this time next year? So we could actually go with... Oh my God, it could be a whole embroidered quilt. This sounds so exciting. This needs some real planning, doesn't it? So how big would you say a quilt would need to be then? Because I just think this sounds amazing. And from what you saw today, Abigail, did you see people donating the quilts or auctioning them off? Like, how could we work with the final piece? It could be like a gorgeous community piece. So you can see here, I am working back down into this section, again with long and short stitches. And these colours, I want them to blend. Now, if for any reason, as you're stitching, they start to look blocky, you can add extra stitches in, which is why using just one strand at a time, it's much easier to blend. I'm going to come back in and fill this section here. Yes, this time next year, any size. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. Entering it into the festival would give it publicity. That'd be so cool. This is something we're going to have to do, a group on Instagram, so we can talk this through and come up with a really good plan. What do you reckon? I think it'd be really fun to work on something all together. I'm going to go a little bit longer there and blend in. Then after the event, we could auction it off. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is going to happen, guys. And how nice to have something that's like a big community piece like that. Yes, add me. That's amazing. So I'm going to put a little question box up in my stories this weekend on Sunday and just ask who would show an interest in doing it. I mean, obviously, if we get lots of people, it might be a bit more tricky, but especially for posting out. But what we could do is instead of printing out the fabric, I could send the part that you would need to trace onto your fabric. We'll work this out. My mind's going in overdrive. But I think this could work really, really well. And obviously, if it's all a square that comes together as one bigger piece. So many ideas. And happy to help in any way. Tori, we are on this. We can do this. It sounds so exciting. So here we are. I'm going to make some of these slightly longer because this piece here comes narrower here and then goes wider at the bottom. And you can see I'm just stitching back down, longer and shorter stitches as I go. But you had a good day today, Tori. You said you've got family over. Have you had some nice family time? And some sunshine as well. You've had some lovely weather, haven't you? Very different weather for you, actually, Tori. I've noticed you had a really foggy day, didn't you, where the lake almost disappeared. You had lovely sunshine as well. I am using the exact same size needles. And I use a size 6, 7. 7's my favourite size. So you can use a smaller needle. Some people do use a smaller needle. I grabbed 4 of my size 7. I just wouldn't use a really huge eye, but they're all the same size. Makes it easy to thread them through, and it's still small enough to get through here. You can see I'm just going round this little curve. So I'm moving out at the top. And because the colours are so different, they're not like a blended colour. It's not like an orange going into a darker orange. We'll take a little bit more blending just to get them right. I'm finishing the pattern of the month and watching the kids swim. Oh, what, like right now? That's what you're doing? That is so lovely. I think that's the most amazing thing, isn't it, Tori? With our jobs and with our business, we get to still be like there as the kids are doing, having firsts and having experiences, and like it is hard, isn't it? It's not easy mumming around a small business, but to be able to work around your children, it is like one of the best options, isn't it? Tori says it's a bit colder today than earlier this week. Oh, is it? But still warm enough to have a nice swim. It's very overcast here, Tori, and we've had that fine rain today. You know, the type that you just get soaked in. It's not been the best, really. It certainly wasn't getting your washing dry weather. Let's put it that way. Just to be clear, I am not in charge of watching the kids. Tori, I did not think you would be. And it's nice when other people can step in, especially when you've got lots of family there. It's like, come on, grandma's time, granddad's time, dad's time. It's nice just to get to sit back and watch, isn't it? Okay, so you can see there that I am mixing this colour. It's just a case of playing around with the length of your stitches. And then we're going to blend the medium teal into this one. Let's go shorter on this one. And as I said, this does take a while, so I'm going to blend in sections as I have got them done. So it might be smaller sections, but I'm going to show you as I go. Okay, so I'm going to come up here next. I'm going to go a little bit shorter there. Stitching down into the orange so we get a nice blend. Has somebody been sending little hearts? Because there's a few more people join. Hi guys, you're always welcome to pop in. Tori, did I tell you the other day that I struggled yet again to get my videos off Instagram to upload onto YouTube? And I just couldn't work out what I was doing. Instagram kept saying downloading, and then you have to retry. And I just, honestly, I was literally tearing my hair out. And then I remembered that I had to go into the archive. You know, when you've got like the business account, you go into the archive and do it from there. And you can either choose your story archive or your live archive. And I was trying to do it from my main page. So I'm still in the process of uploading all of the videos. But I will try and add a few more on tonight and tomorrow so that everything's there for when we finish on Sunday. Like having this business, you have to learn so many other skills and remember the skills that you learn. It's really hard, isn't it, Tori? And before you know it, something's changed or something's moved. Here we go. I'm just going to finish this top section and then I'm going to blend in the next colour. Close off here at the neck. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you the body for tonight, because you're going to do the same, keeps going out of focus, I'm sorry, with the head and the wings. But on this one, I've added this nice light colour here. I'm going to add the medium colour. Let me put them together for you so you can see them here. So I have got the orange and the lighter teal, the medium teal, and the very dark one. So I've got all three of those. Now these two are quite similar, but because I've got 4 sections on the Hummingbird, because I want to have that curve, if I had 3 it'd be quite blocky. So on here I've separated it into 3s. You could separate it into 4s if you want to. It'd be a little bit tight for the head, and you could also do it in the tail. Actually, I've done it for 3. But what I might do is just put some tiny bits of the darker flecks on the end. So once you've got the hang of the central bit, which is the larger bit to try out first, moving on to the wings and to the tail should be a little bit easier. Because I've been so busy this week, Daniel said, please Nat, can we just sit together and watch some telly tonight? Even if you have to stitch while we do it. So I'm going to try and get my Hummingbird done by tomorrow evening so that I can show you the difference in the wings and the tail and the head. But I think you'll be okay. I think once you get the hang of doing it like this, I think you'll be okay. I'm just going to put a couple more in here. Tori says, oh my god, no way. Sometimes it's fiddly, but usually it will save in the end. I know. I've been looking to see what else I can use, but it's such a hassle. I find it really, really difficult, the uploading. I think because the videos are so big as well. Like the other day, Tori, I talked and talked and people made me laugh and it went to like 55 minutes. But I think the larger it is, it's harder to do it, because then when you upload it onto YouTube, you like to have the title and the playlist and the text, so you're having to go back in, edit, copy, paste. I mean, you guys are more than worth it, but it is quite a long process to do it. Yeah, and there's so much more that you don't even realise, do you? You know, it's not as simple as just uploading, but when you can't actually find out how to do it, I felt like crying the other day. I thought, I've got a blue tick, I need to speak to somebody, I'm going to have to get in touch with them, and I was doing it wrong. Shocking. Shock horror, and that does it wrong. Okay. So I'm just going to, because I've got quite a curve on this, I'm going to go in different angles, especially at the end here. Here it's a little bit straighter, but here I'm going to go in at different angles and then fill in the sections. Does everybody feel like they'll be okay doing this, giving it a try? I think you can slow down the video, especially on YouTube. You can slow down the video and mute my voice if you want to. I'm a Manc, the accent's not for everybody, although it should be, because it is the best accent. But sometimes it's nice to, you can turn subtitles on as well, can't you, on YouTube? So pop your subtitles on, put your own music on, and just kind of sit back and just watch it kind of unfold. There we go. So I'm going to show you here at the bottom. So again, I'm doing long and short stitches. Just blending that colour in. It's lovely that so many people are popping in and out tonight. I thought everybody would be out and about and grabbing takeaways and sitting and watching family films, but it's lovely that you're all popping in. There we go. So has everybody got nice plans for weekend? Say we're having some family time. Hopefully going out on Sunday with cousins. Tomorrow meeting a friend for coffee in the morning, and my daughter's meeting her friend for coffee. And then it'll just be the usual washing, tidying, walking the dogs. It's quite busy really. There we go. So we can see those colours are blending nice. I'm going to put a nice long one in there, just because the hummingbird will be slightly darker underneath. But you can see it does take quite a while, but the overall effect is lovely. I'll break that down because it's looking a little bit chunkier there. You can see you're getting that nice blend in, and you can see it's much easier to blend when the colours are similar or of a similar tone, because obviously the orange and the light teal a little bit harder to blend, but as long as you're getting your stitches long and short, and as I say, you can always amend afterwards by just adding some extra stitches in little gaps, or where you feel like it's maybe gone a little bit blocky, you can add some extra stitches in and blend that colour down. I love the effects of thread painting, but it does take ages to do. It does. And that's why I've saved this video towards the end. So we've got all the nice chunky stitches with the flowers in first. So at the bottom, and this one. Anybody that's giving this a go, and maybe even starting at the end of the stitch along, you could maybe start your hummingbird and then go back to some of the bits, or just keep adding bits, and maybe just saying, I'm just going to do the body of the bird today, and then I'm going to work on a flower, and then I'm going to do the wings, and then I'm going to work on the clouds. You can just have a little play around. I'm going to come back here. So I'm just going to go back down to this part here. I'm going to leave up here, I'm going to make sure this bit's done, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to blend in the final colour, the darker teal. Let's go here. You're just working on this by eye and thinking, right, I think I'm going to need another stitch in there. And I'm going to do that long because some of them are quite short around it. And I'm going to finish here. And you can always overlay your stitches. Look a bit blocky there, so I'm going to do one nice long one into there to bring that colour through. Okay, finish up this little bit. Let's go really short on that one. Put one more in here and into there. Okay, I'm going to get my final colour, my really dark teal, and blend in. I'm just going to blend in this part here so you can see how I blend here, and then you can choose to either do 3 colours on the tail or add all 4, same on the wings and same on the head. So here we can start all of the stitches here, so you can see here we've gone long and short. So I keep going out of focus, don't I? We've gone long and short all the way at the top here, but all of these will come up at this end, this edge line here, this final line, and we'll work down into this section. Let's start with a nice long one. One way to find where your needle's coming up, you can just drag your needle behind. As you can see, it saves you stabbing about trying to get through. Drag your needle. Go nice and short on that one. It's been a nice relaxing stitch along, hasn't it? Nice evening for stitching too. Daniel's making dinner downstairs. I've had dinner really late this week. I think with the kids not being in school and not having after school clubs, getting up late, having dinner late because it's the school holidays, we've kind of just been on go slow this week. Let's do a nice long one into there. Got the dogs in here. Hazel's literally just licking her paws. That sound, I'm sorry if you can hear it, is driving me mad. So another nice short one. I'm just going to... I've set timers on my Instagram so I don't end up doom scrolling. And I just got a warning saying, you have got 10 minutes left on Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, quick. Okay. I'm just going to go short into there because I've got to make sure I turn this now. To get to here. Go with a nice long one underneath. I'll just finish off this little section and then I'll leave you to your Friday evening. And I look forward to seeing how you get on with your thread painting.